Hi crafty friends, I am back to do a tutorial, and I'm working on a project right now, so I will have another video soon. And I just wanted to take you through the process of my layering and making a shaker. So this is what I'm going to remake. Normally I don't remake stuff, but if I'm making it and I have extra, or I think about making extra at that time, then I put the extra aside so that way I can make it. Otherwise, if I have to get everything out, I just don't work. I don't do well with that. So anyway, so this is a memory Dex card, and I am using the Prima meal, I guess is how you say it. I'm not sure. I think this came out a couple years ago. Anyway, I'm just trying. I love to use Prima, and I just had some scraps to use up, so I thought I would try to go through them and use up some of the scraps. And anyway, so let me start here. Hopefully I have everything here. Okay, and let me see here. Okay, oh, here it is. I did use two of my favorite Scrap Diva Design die sets. This one is the Tulip Mini Album. This is one of my favorites to create with. And then also I believe I have this small, or maybe, I don't remember, but it's like a bag topper sunflower die set. I also have the mini album. So I have a coupon code you could use. It's Phyllis10 if you want to use it and receive 10% off your entire purchase. Anyway, let me see here. So here is from that die set, and then also this. And you can make that a shaker if you haven't used that die or haven't seen any of the videos with that. Oh, and I did use oh my goodness. Let me see here. Okay, and I also used, this is another favorite to use. This one, shoot. I think it's a pop-up card envelope. Anyway, it's one of my favorites also to use. And let me see. So I cut everything out just to save time, and you don't want to listen to that. Anyway, I'm going to punch out some of these holes here I forgot to do. Usually I cut, a bunch of them, and then I stack them, and it's actually really easy to punch these out. Okay, so here's the base. And here's some vellum. been a few days since I created, so actually I did a little bit yesterday, but I hit a block. Let me make sure I'm recording. Okay. I had too many things that I was doing, so once I finished what I was working on, I wanted to do more, but I just couldn't. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. And you try to line it up. I really should, you know, I'm going to start this. I should have did this from the beginning because it needs time to dry. So here is the tulip shaker. And you're going to want to there is a top and a bottom when you do cut this out because it sits better if you do it right. So anyway, I just put some glue. Try to be neat about it, but I'm in a hurry because I should have started with this first. So you're going to put it down. And what I do is, because foam tends to stretch when you put it through your die machine, you kind of have to shape it to the die cut that you cut out. So I always go to the back. I always look at it from the back. And then I kind of hold it in place so it has time to adhere and stay. This glue actually dries really fast, so I mean, you do have some play with it, but it doesn't take long to have it dry and stay in place. So you just do the best you can, lining it up. Let me make sure I have all my pieces here. Okay, so I have my acetate and then the cover for that. I do have this little, I'll use that afterwards. I have this little powder thing that helps with the back of the acetate when you're putting it down because there's static. It's static and it'll move your sequins. So I'm going to use, I have a couple sequence mixes that are already made that have been just sitting here, and they were for different projects, but I think this one will go with this one. So you just put some down. And I think I'm going to add some diamond dots. It's probably overfilling now. I just spread it around. I just want to be able to hear it a little more when it's shaken. Well, let's see if that, hopefully that works. Okay, so just make sure your acetate is pretty clean. Go to the back side. This is basically some type of powder. I think you can make your own with baby powder, or I saw a video, I don't know, a couple of years ago, making their own. And I don't remember if it was baby powder that they used, or maybe cornstarch. Okay, so what you're going to do is just put some glue down here. Go to the outer edge if, you know, take your time, because this glue does spread. If it's too thick, just wipe it. Just making sure I'm recording here. Okay, so get your acetate and then just put it down and hope it's in the right place. And so I'm just going to leave that, and then I'm going to put some glue on the top layer. This basically covers any imperfections you might have. And it just gives it a finishing touch to your shaker. Make sure your fingers are clean before you touch it. And what I do is I just kind of push it a little bit. And then I'm going to set this aside and put this stamp block on it. And you really want to let it dry, you know, probably an hour, just so all the glue around that might seep into the shaker part, it doesn't grab at some of the shaker, you know, the sequins, because once it's there, it's gonna stay. And I tend to forget about that, and I'll shake it after I think it's dry, but it still takes a bit of time to dry because there's no circulation, you know, air in the inside of the shakers, so it does take a little bit more time. So let's start working on the Memory Decks base. And I can't remember what I did here. Okay, so yeah, this part is the back, and then this is the front. I mean, I could do it that way too. You're not really going to see this part, but let me see. Just a tiny little bit, you're going to see it up here, but it just gives it sturdiness to your, what do you call it? Memory decks. I did use 110-pound cardstock for the base. And okay. So there's that. And then I actually did, let's see. I did put this on even though you are not going to see it. This is supposed to be the pocket. Again, it's just going to add sturdiness to your memory decks, which you need that with memory decks. So you're just going to set that down. And let me see if I have something. So there's some room in here you can pop, you know, if you were going to just leave it like this, there's some room you can stick, you know, whatever little package of die cuts, you know, whatever you want. So anyway, it is a little crooked here, but I didn't bend that quite right on this side. But anyway, you're not going to see that. I did use some cardstock. I think I got that from Joann's. It's the basil with the polka dot. I love that paper. I think it was on sale and I had a coupon type of thing, so I grabbed whatever they had. So what I like to do also is make sure this isn't gonna stay glued. There was some glue on here. I mean, I clean this all the time. It's a mess. So I just pull it off and just make sure there's no glue. And then let's make the flower. I will have another project with the same collection. Oh, this is the wrong, I have extra. I believe I don't remember how many layers of sun. I think there's 3 I did. And you could use the same size flower, or you can, you know, use these 2. I think I'm just going to use 3 layers. And let me see here. So I have some leftover foam from a project. I keep these in my stash because we pay for them and we may as well get every last use of them. And let me see here. Make sure I'm still recording. Okay. Actually, I'm going to use my glue gun for this part. You just want to stagger them if you want. And then this one also has little dimension. And they don't have to be perfect, but you know, if you're a perfectionist, I am, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. So you need to let it go. Make sure it's not sticking. Let's put it on this side. You're not going to be able, you know, you're not going to see most of this flower. It is going to be peeking through. And then let's get some trim. I don't remember the order I did this. When I'm creating, I just create and I don't think about if I'm going to redo this, what order I need to do it if I'm going to recreate it. So I have this trim. And I need to get another pair of scissors. My small ones, the screw keeps coming. I don't know if it's just worn out, but it doesn't want to stay. So I have these ginormous, actually. And I used to have a pair. I don't know, I tightened it and then it still kept coming off. So I think it's just worn out. But these are my favorite, and I don't remember where I got them from. I think they might have been Walmart. Anyway, so I'm using these big scissors, and I'm going to layer. I'm actually going to see. I have a couple things laid out right now because I'm going to do another tutorial. Let's see if I can use some of this. This is actually Reneabouquets. I think I told you I'm on her design team, so whenever I can use her product, I do, and I love her stuff. So let me see if these will work. They just don't cut very well because they rock back and forth. So anyway, this is a Reneabouquets ivory pleated tulle, one of my favorites. And then there's a pink one that I always use. And let me see, let's get this. This other one did not have that pleated tulle, but you can always add. You can do less if you want. I mean, whatever your style is. And what I recommend is don't try to be, you know, try to be something you're not. You know, if you know, can't do layering or it's not your style, then find your style. I remember when I first started, I used to see so many crafters and I was like, oh, I want to do that and I want to do this, and you know, it just kind of takes away from being creative and really enjoying it. And so I see ideas out there, but when I sit down, I try to make it my own. Okay, so there's that. And then I also used some gold leaves just to give it a little bit of a pop. And this is a little bit of a annoyance to try hold this and put some glue down so it doesn't move all over the place. Okay. I'm going to stick it down a little bit so it does peek through. And I like to bend these, the top row, give it a little, you don't have to use hot glue, but just give it some adhesive and bring it down just so it you know, you're not losing that leaf. So there's that. And then this one's a little more bulky. I don't know. I think that foam was thicker than my last one. I also have this flower I had a bunch made. And then I have this vellum butterfly, and I fold it in half. Okay, I'm wondering if this is dry enough. I'm just gonna not try and move it around. So anyway, you know, you can stagger it a little bit. I mean, you could put it in the center. I put it off to the side just so I have room for the flower. Let's put some hot glue down. Push it up a little bit. And then here is the flower, the sunflower. That's the bad part about hot glue. It gets strings, so I'm sure you all know that. And let's glue this down. And then here is the butterfly. Here is the flower. And so there's that so far. And I forgot the butterfly. Oh, that's purple. Lavender, I should say. So this is how Reneabouquets Tiny Treasures come. They come in a pack of 5. And I always, let me see if I can find the name of this one here. This one is Tiny Treasures Sweet Nothings. Premium paper glitter glass butterflies. And you have a choice of 4 or 5 colors for the antennas. You know, when you place your order, you will need to select that. So anyway, Renee also has lace trim. She has glitter glass. She has beads. She has metal trinkets. I'll show you here. These spoons, which are one of my favorites to work with. She has beautiful board, chipboard, which is laser cut. So I can't wait to use those. I keep forgetting. And then anyway, so those are the Tiny Treasures, and she has a big selection of different types of butterflies, some dragonflies. She has some bug insects, bumblebees. So she's amazing, and I love her product, and I love her. So anyway, let's do the last step, which, oh, it's right here. So you get some tulle, use your stash. You know, don't go buying everything you see in videos, because I do that and then I regret it because I have more than enough to work with. So you're going to want to tie a bow and just pull it tight at first and then kind of shrink it down. I mean, you could make it as big as you want or as small as you want. So you just want to pull that. I always pull on the right side and bunch it up. If I was taking my time, I do, you know, when I'm doing this by myself, I do try to do it, you know, so I don't have to mess with that. But when you're on video, nothing goes right and you forget. Okay, so you just kind of adjust it to the way you want it, the size you want it. And then you can trim this at an angle. And okay, so there's that. And then I have this trim. And I'm going to tie this in a knot in case I don't glue everything. It, you know, if you pull on a string, it might come out. So let's glue this down. Stick that down. Stick this one down. And let me grab a butterfly here. And so here's this one. I have a silver antenna. I think normally I do the copper because I love that pop of like a rose gold. And so you just, you know, you can die cut out your butterflies, or you can go to Reneabouquets and get these butterflies. They're, you know, like I said, they just add that extra touch to your projects, and then it just in my eyes, it completes my project. And that is it. Oh, I don't have one cut out though. Oh, yes, I do. So I have this die cut, and yes, I'm going to cut in half. And so I put it down here. And let me see if I can pull out something real quick from my... So I have the ephemera pack here from that collection. I need something that's sideways. So I have a chipboard piece. I have this ephemera pack. And so what I like to do, because I love dimension, I love to just make everything just chunky. It's not good for mailing out, but you know, I don't always mail out stuff, so just add some tape, floral tape here, not floral tape, foam tape. And, oh, one more thing to do here. And then I could have added Reneabouquets, like she has glitter glass and seed beads. I don't know if that's what they're called. I can't think right now. I haven't ordered any for a long time, but they're like micro beads. And you can actually use those also in your project. I just actually forgot that I don't have the colors that would match. Is probably the reason why I didn't get it out. So I'm just going to add more interest and add some tulle. And just pleat it here in the back. It doesn't have to be straight. And hope you don't burn yourself if you're using the glue gun. And I'm actually going to use some of this glue so I don't burn the acetate, melt it with my glue gun. So there's that. And let's just put some glue on top here so I see where it's at. And that is it. Now, in this space, you can add a quote. You can, you know, there are some little pieces like this you can add here on the top. You can stamp something. And then on the back, like I used that pocket. I could have put that on the back, which I've done in the past. And then you can stick your information, a little card in there with your information if you're doing a swap. I should have done that, but I didn't. When I was making this, I was thinking I was going to be able to tuck something behind the flower, the tulip, but it got away from me and I forgot. So I did forget to put some foam behind the tulip, but it's still, there's still so much dimension. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you're inspired, and I will be back. I will be back with another tutorial soon, and I hope you're having fun crafting, and I thank you again for all my new subscribers. The last time I looked at, I was at 1,800. Let me look here real quick. I'm at 1,869, so I'm getting closer to 2,000, but it's going to take a while. Anyway, I appreciate everybody that has sent in an entry for my challenges. And anyway, I just am very grateful to all of you, and I will see you soon. Bye.